Have you ever noticed that constant chatter that's always going on inside your head? You know, those thoughts and feelings that just seem to have a life of their own? Well, let's try thinking about it in a new way. Just imagine, your brain is a DJ.
Sound familiar? Yeah, it feels like there's always some kind of music playing, right? A non-stop commentary track for your entire life. Thoughts just pop up, one after the other, and you're not even trying to think them. So let's go with that. If those thoughts are songs on a playlist, what does that mean for you? And, more importantly, who's in control of the sound system? Okay, first, we've got to talk about the default setting. Every sound system has one, and your brain is no different. It has what we'll call an auto playlist. A lot of the time, our brain just runs on autopilot. It plays the same old tracks it's always known, over and over again. These are those thoughts that seem to show up out of absolutely nowhere, especially when we're maybe a little stressed or trying something new. Here's a classic track. You know that feeling right before a test or a big game? Your brain just immediately cues up the "I can't do this" song. It's got a heavy beat, and man, it can be really hard to ignore.
Or how about this one? It's a huge hit in pretty much any social situation. You're just trying to be yourself, and your brain's autoplay just drops this track. They think I'm weird. It can make you want to just kind of fade into the background.
And of course, let's not forget the ultimate downer track. You're about to start a new project or maybe ask someone out, and this thought just starts playing on a loop. It makes it feel almost pointless to even try. So why does our brain even do this? It's not because these tracks are true or helpful or anything like that. It's because the pathways in our brain are like well-worn grooves in a record. The thoughts are familiar, they're easy, and they've just become a habit.
But here is the most important part of this whole thing. That autoplay playlist, it's just the default setting. It is not the only option, because you are at the controls.
Just for a second, really consider this. All those thoughts, all those songs, the good ones and the bad ones, what if that's not actually you? What if you aren't the music itself? You are the DJ. You're the one in the booth. You get to observe the music, notice what's playing, and then decide what to do next. You are not your thoughts.
Realizing this separation is everything. Just because a thought arrives really loudly, like a song just blasting through the speakers, that doesn't make it true. You don't have to dance to every track that plays. You can notice it, you can acknowledge it, and then just let it pass without getting all swept away.
So, if you're the DJ, what are your tools? Well, every good DJ has two main controls, a volume fader and the ability to create a really great remix. Let's break down how you can use them. Your most powerful tool, by far, is your attention. Think of it like the master volume fader on your mixing board. Whatever you point your attention towards, you're turning up the volume on it. Think about it, right? When you fixate on a negative thought and you start arguing with it and analyzing it, you're basically just cranking the volume all the way up. But when you learn to shift your attention, maybe to your breath or to what's going on around you, or even to a different thought, that original negative track, it starts to fade. You don't have to delete it, you just have to turn it down. Your other tool is the remix. You can take an unhelpful automatic thought and create a whole new version. Now, this isn't about fake, forced positivity. It's about finding a version that's both realistic and actually helpful. So that old track, "I'm going to fail," can be remixed into something more like, "Okay, you know what? I find this exciting, and I can just try it step by step." See? It acknowledges the challenge, but it adds a sense of possibility. So what does this all mean when you put it together? It means you have the power to change the atmosphere, to change the whole vibe inside your own head. It all comes down to this. You have thoughts and you have feelings, but they aren't who you are. They're just experiences passing through. And crucially, there is a space between a thought popping up and the action you take. In that space, that's your power as the DJ. That's where you get to choose. It's really important to remember that this is a totally normal human experience. I mean, everyone has an autoplay playlist with some negative tracks on it, and some days that playlist is just gonna be louder than others. And you know what? That's okay. Remember, you're probably never gonna have a completely silent mind or a playlist with only happy songs. That's not the goal here. The goal is influence. It's about learning to gently turn down the volume on what's not helpful and turn up the tracks that serve you better. So, what track are you going to choose to play next?